Good morning, children. Today we will start with the topic Antyodaya Anna Yojana. Yes, in the last video, I discussed about the different components of public distribution system, and among those components, you could see here the important features of PDS. Among those components, I discussed the two important schemes which were launched as a part of public distribution system, and those two were Antyodaya Anna Yojana and Annapurna scheme. So we are going to discuss about Antyodaya Anna Yojana in detail. So Antyodaya Anna Yojana, when was it launched? So it was launched in December 2000, in the year 2000, and under this scheme around 1 crore poorest families who belong to the below poverty line category were targeted, and they were identified. Now how they were identified? So below poverty line survey was being conducted by the respective state rural development departments, and in this based on the data of these surveys, these 1 crore families were being identified. Now what advantages do the people get under this yojana? So around 25 kilograms of food grains are made available to each eligible family, and they are being provided with this amount quantity of food grains at a subsidized price, which are like, for example, they get wheat at rupees 2 per kg, and they get rice at rupees 3 per kg. Now this 25 kgs of food grains has now been enhanced from 25 to 35 kgs in the year April 2002. When it was launched in 2000, the quantity fixed was 25 kgs, but in the year 2002 it has increased to 35 kgs. Now the scheme has expanded its capacity twice by adding 50 lakh BPL families in the year 2003, and then again 50 lakh in the year 2004. So with this increase, now total 2 crore families are covered under this Antyodaya Anna Yojana. So 2-3 points you have to remember in this Antyodaya Anna Yojana. First, when it was being launched, then who are the people who are covered under this category, and what advantages do the people get who are covered under this scheme. Okay, so I hope this Antyodaya Anna Yojana is clear to you people. Now we will study a term, subsidy. What is subsidy? Above in the Antyodaya Anna Yojana, I used a word that they are provided the food grains at a subsidized price. So what is a subsidized price, or what actually is subsidy? So subsidy is the amount of money that is being paid by the government to the producer of a particular commodity to supplement the market price of that particular commodity. For example, if we take the example of wheat, the market price of wheat is rupees 20 per kg. Okay, and if suppose subsidy on this wheat is, for example, suppose government provide rupees 5 per kg subsidy on wheat, so we consumer will get the wheat at rupees 15 per kg. So for us this 15 rupees per kg is the market price, because this 5 rupees per kg is the subsidy provided by the government. So the subsidies help to keep the consumer prices low and also maintains a higher income for the domestic producers, because there will be no loss to the domestic producers also. They wanted to sell it for rupees 20, and but government is providing 5 rupees subsidy, so they will get their 20 rupees and we will get the particular commodity as at 15 rupees only. So this is the meaning of subsidy. Now we have studied about buffer stock, that how Food Corporation of India manages its buffer stock. But here when data is given that in the year 2014 the stock of wheat and rice with Food Corporation of India was around 65.3 million tons, which was much more than the minimum buffer norms or minimum buffer stock which is needed. Now what actually happens, listen, एक बफर स्टॉक बनाया है गवर्नमेंट ने. अब उस बफर स्टॉक के मिनिमम बफर नॉर्म्स, मतलब जो मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ फूड ग्रेन्स उसके अंदर होना चाहिए, वो डिसाइड कर दिया है. बट क्या होता है कि जो फूड ग्रेन्स उसमें आती है उसके बदले में उनको एक मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस MSP मिलती है. ये मैंने आपको पहले वीडियोज़ में बताया है. तो फार्मर्स क्या करते हैं, इन द ग्रीड ऑफ गेटिंग दैट MSP, what do? They sell their surplus amounts to the, or they do not send it to the market and directly they sell it to the government in the greed of getting that high MSPs. और जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि बहुत सारा जो स्टॉक है वो बफर स्टॉक जो है वहाँ पर इकट्ठा हो जाता है. अब जितना ज़रूरत है ही नहीं और बफर स्टॉक इकट्ठा हो गया, सपोज़ कि पब्लिक PDS चल रहा है, इतनी सारी स्कीम्स चल रही है, उससे वो फूड स्टॉक पूरा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया और स्टिल उसके अंदर जो है फूड स्टॉक बचा हुआ है. तो जो एक्स्ट्रा फूड स्टॉक बचा रह गया, अब वो हमेशा पूरा ऐसे फ्रेश तो नहीं रहेगा. इट विल गेट स्पॉइल्ड, इट विल गेट स्टेल, इट विल गेट wasted. So the storage of massive food stocks, what it has done, it is also responsible for high cost. Suppose कि मार्केट में वो चीज़ की कमी आ गई, अभी राइस है फॉर एग्जांपल एक कमोडिटी. अब सारे फार्मर्स ने क्या किया, उन्होंने मार्केट में बेचने की बजाय सारा वो बफर स्टॉक गवर्नमेंट को दे दिया, और मार्केट में राइस है ही नहीं और बफर स्टॉक में पड़ा वो क्या हो रहा है, वो वहाँ पर वेस्ट हो रहा है. जिसकी वजह से अब मार्केट में जो थोड़ा बहुत राइस है वो क्या मिल रहा है, वो बहुत हाई प्राइसेस पे मिल रहा है, क्योंकि मार्केट में राइस की कमी है. तो जिस चीज़ की मार्केट में कमी हो जाएगी उसकी प्राइस ऑटोमेटिकली हाई हो जाएगी. तो ये जो बफर स्टॉक में जो एक्स्ट्रा स्टोरेज करने का जो चीज़ें चल रही है उसकी वजह से जो मार्केट प्राइस है वो चीज़ों की हाई हो रही है, और उसके साथ ही बहुत सारा वेस्टेज हो रहा है, और जो ग्रेन और फूड क्रॉप्स की क्वालिटी है वो भी डिटेरियोरेट हो रही है. नाउ जो MSP है, मार्केट मिनिमम सपोर्ट जो प्राइस है, जो वैल्यू है, जो गवर्नमेंट पे करती है, तो जो मोस्टली फूड ग्रेन्स और क्रॉप्स है उसकी MSP को बहुत इन्हेंस कर दिया गया, बहुत बढ़ा दिया गया. और ये इन्हेंसमेंट और इंक्रीज़ क्यों हो रहा है, दिस इज़ बीइंग डन बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेशर विच इज़ बीइंग एक्सर्टेड by some states who are the leading producers in that particular crops. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल पंजाब, हरियाणा, आंध्र प्रदेश है, यहाँ पर क्या है, जो फूड प्रोडक्शन है, जो क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन है वो बहुत ज़्यादा और बहुत अच्छा होता है. तो वो बहुत अच्छा होता है, तो वो क्या है कि उनके पास बहुत सरप्लस अमाउंट होता है. वो इतना सारा जो अपना सरप्लस अमाउंट है वो सारा गवर्नमेंट को देती है, और वो गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर एक टाइप का प्रेशर बना के रखती है कि उनको बदले में हाई रेट्स ऑफ MSP चाहिए. जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि अगर जो भी MSP वो पे कर रहे हैं इन स्टेट्स को, उसकी वजह से जो है देयर इज़ अ डिफरेंस इन द कंसंट्रेशन टू फ्यू रीजन्स ओनली, एंड द रिचनेस और दिस प्राइजेस और दिस वैल्यू ऑफ मनी इज़ कंसंट्रेटेड इन ओनली फ्यू प्रॉस्परस रीजन्स ऑफ पंजाब, हरियाणा, वेस्टर्न UP, आंध्र प्रदेश, एंड फ्यू regions of West Bengal. Now two main crops of India, wheat and rice. Now because there is a huge demand of these two crops, so there is obviously an increase in the MSP, and that has induced the farmers, particularly in those states which produces these crops in surplus amount, to divert their the land of production from production to coarse grain and to coarse grain, which was the staple food for the normal people of India, and they have changed the production from the staple food to the production of wheat and rice, because they know if they will produce more amount of wheat and rice, they will get handful amount of MSP in its return. And there is also one disadvantage related to the production of rice, because the cultivation of rice utilizes a huge amount of water, so it has led to environmental degradation also, and it has led to the fall in the water level, and it has threatened the sustainability of agricultural development in such states. So there are some disadvantages also with this production of these two crops in surplus amount. It is degrading the environment, as well as much food grains are also wasted. Now, as the MSP have raised, so along with the raise and the rises of MSPs, the maintenance cost of the food grains by the government has also been raised, and it has also in return raised the transportation and storage cost for the Food Corporation of India, and these are the factors which are contributing to the high amount which is being invested in this field. Now here some data are being given in this paragraph as per the report of NSSO, that around that 558 in rural India, the per person per month has declined the consumption of rice from around 6.38 kgs in the year 2004-5 to 5.9 kgs in 11-12, and in the urban areas the consumption has declined from 4.71 kg in 2005 to 4.19 kg in 2011 and 12. While per capita consumption of public distribution rice has doubled in rural India and increased by 66% in urban areas since 2004 and 5. Now what does this show? कि जो फार्मर्स हैं वो क्या कर रहे हैं, वो नॉर्मली मार्केट में इन चीज़ों को भेज नहीं रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है कि जो राइस का कंजम्पशन है वो नॉर्मल लोगों के बीच में उसकी जो वैल्यू है वो लोअर होते जा रही है, वहीं वो सारा राइस कहाँ भेज रहे हैं, बफर स्टॉक में भेज रहे हैं, द ग्रीड ऑफ गेटिंग द हाई MSPs, और जिसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, जो पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के थ्रू जो राइस डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो रहा है उसका जो कंजम्पशन है दैट इज़ ऑलमोस्ट डबल्ड इन द रूरल एरियाज एंड इंक्रीज बाय 66% इन अर्बन एरियाज. सो दैट वाज व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग यू, दैट कि कैसे जो वो ग्रीड है ज़्यादा स्टॉक करने के चक्कर में और ज़्यादा फ़ायदा कमाने के चक्कर में, प्रॉफिट लेने के चक्कर में क्या हो रहा है कि जो नॉर्मल स्टेबल फूड जो नॉर्मली अवेलेबल होना चाहिए वो तो कम हो रहा है, वहीं जो ऐसी स्कीम्स के थ्रू जो लोगों को मिल रहा है वो ज़्यादा मिल रहा है, बिकॉज द फार्मर्स आर गेटिंग एडवांटेज इन दैट. Now we will see about, in this paragraph we will see about some malpractices that are being done by the public distribution system dealers. They are sometimes being reported doing some malpractices, like they divert the grains to open market to get better margin. If वो क्या करेंगे कि अगर वो अपना सामान राशन शॉप्स पे बेचेंगे या फिर ऐसा कुछ करेंगे तो उनको कम प्राइस मिले, और अगर वो देखेंगे कि मार्केट प्राइस इसकी हायर है तो वो उस सारे स्टॉक को क्या कर देंगे, दे विल सेल देम इन द मार्केट टू गेट हाई प्रॉफिट. देन समटाइम्स दे एक्सचेंज द क्वालिटी, वो जो पुअर क्वालिटी फूड है या फूड ग्रेन्स है वो सेल कर देंगे राशन शॉप्स में, जो उनको अच्छा क्वालिटी मिला था दे विल सेल दैट, उसका प्रॉफिट अर्न कर लेंगे और उसके बदले में लो क्वालिटी फूड लेकर आ जाएंगे और सेल कर देंगे. Again, irregular opening of the shops, sometimes the shops remains closed or unopened, and so this is the common practices, malpractices that are being seen. Along with that, one very common malpractice that was being found, that ration shops have unsold stocks of poor quality food grains. जो जितना रजिस्टर्ड लोग है या जितना रजिस्टर्ड ग्रेन वो लेते हैं उतना उनकी सेल ही नहीं होती और वो उनके पास सारा पड़ा हुआ रहता है. So these are some problems that are related to the public distribution system. Now when ration shops are unable to sell a massive stock of food grain piles up with the FCI. Now, in some recent years, some another factors that has led to the decline of the public distribution system was that earlier every year all the poor and the non-poor families had a ration card with a fixed quota of items like rice, wheat, sugar, etc. they used to get, and they were sold at the same low prices to every family of the country. But now the three types of ration cards have came in. We studied about that one: APL card, BPL card, and Antyodaya cards are there. So the range of prices that you see today did not exist. They do not exist. A large number of families could buy the food grains from the ration card. Only a few families could get the advantages of the fixed quota or the prices that are being mentioned, and these includes the low income families whose incomes were very little, and those whose incomes were marginally higher than the BPL families, they do not get any such advantage. And with the introduction of the targeted public distribution system of three different prices, now any family who is above the poverty line, they get very little amount of discount at the ration shops, and the prices for the above poverty line family is almost equal to the market prices. So because of this system of three different cards and different prices for different commodities, and as this public distribution system is made much complex, so the advantages that were actually decided, or they were objected that this much advantage people would get, the people are unable to get such advantages now. Now in the next video we will complete this chapter. Only last topic, role of cooperatives, is left. We will complete that and the chapter will be completed.